Tell me when.
Go ahead.
Good? Good, yep. All right. So Senga has a moderate right posterior capsule strain. So that's in the back of his right shoulder. He was having trouble recovering from his side sessions. The way he expressed it was really shoulder fatigue, and when it happened a second time, we decided to get an MRI yesterday afternoon. Doctor read the MRI this morning, examined Kodai, and we have this moderate strain in the back of his right shoulder. What this means right now, we're going to shut him down until these symptoms subside and strength returns to his normal levels. Once that happens, we can begin to ramp him up and then go through his normal spring training progression. We don't expect him to be ready for opening day. So at this point, we would expect him to begin the season on the IL. How long exactly, I can't tell you right now. We'll get more information on sort of next step treatment options and length of shutdown, and I'm happy to share that with you guys when we have it. But for now, we don't have it.
Is there any general range of time frames that you were given that this normally subsides, or is it really on a case-by-case basis?
It is case by case. What I can say at this point comfortably is we don't expect opening day, but I do expect him to make a bunch of starts for us this year. This is not a surgical type problem. This is something with rest and treatment, potentially an injection that can move this forward.
David, this is not something that popped up at all in his pre-spring physical?
No.
Capsule's often something that you hear about being very concerning and requiring surgery. What determines whether it's rehab or surgery, the degree of the strain?
So my understanding is the anterior capsule, the front of the shoulder, is the one where it can be bad. The posterior capsule, the back of the shoulder, less bad. And in this case, look, he did the right thing, right? He told us, and we were able to get it looked at, begin treatment, and hopefully we caught it early enough where this is just a speed bump.
Where does this leave things for you in the rotation right now?
It means we're going to ask people to step up, and that's what happens over the course of a baseball season. We knew we were not going to go through a full season with just 5 or 6 starters, and so here we are. And we've got plenty of options. I'm looking forward to watching that competition in camp, and I'm confident that we'll have guys step up.
So you're always looking, always listening, but does this increase the likelihood at all of adding somebody before opening day?
I don't think so. I think as you said, we're always going to be opportunistic and hear what's out there, but I don't think it really changes our thought process.
You look at McGill, Budo, and Luke Casey as kind of that first group, that first wave, or is there more that could?
That's probably the right grouping. Those are the guys with major league experience. We got a lot of, I think, exciting young starters in camp, and so I'm excited to watch those guys as well. But at this point, that's probably the right grouping.
So the first indication you had it was anything the same as yesterday?
No, he whenever he threw his first pen with us, he was having a tough time recovering from that, just shoulder fatigue, which a lot of guys will have this time of year, kind of normal arm fatigue as you're ramping up. When it happened after, when basically we heard about it for a second time, then we said, okay, let's get this looked at.
David, this organization has obviously been very carefully predating your time here with Senga, given the transition from Japan to the U.S. Does this at all affect, or to what extent does it affect maybe the long-term concern about his health as a guy on a long-term contract?
I don't think it increases our concern. Like pitchers are going to get hurt, and we're asking them to repeatedly train in a unnatural motion, and so at times they're going to get sore, they're going to get stiff, they're going to get tired. And we hope that our players do exactly what Senga did, which is tell us about it so that we can diagnose it and move forward.
David, do you think that this could be somehow related to maybe his workload last season and first season in the big leagues? Obviously, it was different for him from Japan.
I can't speculate on that. I think he got through last year very healthy. I think he felt good about his offseason and where he was, and so we have a little bit of a strain, and we'll work through that.
Has he had shoulder problems before? I know in Japan he had some injury history, but I don't know the specifics.
No, I don't believe there's been any significant shoulder concern.
Previously, you had said you're not looking at some of these younger guys like a Vassell or a Christian Scott to be in the rotation at least early in the season. Does this potentially open the door for one of them?
Look, I think we would look at all those guys as benefiting from increased minor league experience, and so that's still where I think from an organization perspective we lean.
How did Senga take the news?
I think he's disappointed. I think he's still, like, this is all very fresh. He got the news an hour and a half ago. So I think he's still processing all this. And he's frustrated. He also knows the important part here is let's get healthy, and he'll be able to contribute for us this year.
All right.